So, obviously, alright, so today we're going to go over smart campaigns. Smart campaigns are really cool in the fact that you can basically take a campaign, a marketing campaign that kvCORE has provided. It's very generic, and you can customize it to your liking, apply it to a contact, and then that's it. It will do everything. It will send communications on your behalf, or remind you of stuff. It's really cool. So obviously, we start on the home page right here. If you look on the left menu bar, we have a paper airplane, and it says all marketing. Underneath that, it says smart campaigns. So we're going to click on that. Now, like I said, kvCORE provides a lot. These are all campaigns, not just for buyers, but for sellers, for renters. It's all really cool. So let's go ahead and, like I said, today's class is really going to be short because it just take one, customize it. That's about it. But first, before we customize, let's look at one. So I'm going to click on this first one, default active buyer. Default active buyer is one in which you change the status of a contact to active lead. Here's one that everyone always gets, every contact. Whenever someone visits your website and you get their email, immediately this specific campaign, default new lead buyer, will be applied to them. And as you can see, it says right here, system default for buyer leads whose status is new lead. Status is new lead. So why it says status is new lead right here is because that's what this campaign will trigger. It's for buyers. It has 42 touches. That's a lot.
Yours does.
Yes, so it might be a little different. Yes. I'm using the admin view, so mine might look a little different than yours. But regardless, it has multiple touches, which is really good. So let's just click on that one. I want to explore that one. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through, but you can see here, immediately did 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, 17, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 55, 65, 90, 100. It goes all the way to day 720. This is just me. I'm not going to bother someone for 720 days if they're not responding to me.
5 times and I'm out.
Yeah, 5. All right, that's a good number. Yeah. So let's go over what these are. Because obviously there's a lot, right? So as soon as this campaign is assigned, you see immediately twice right here. A task. A task is something that kvCORE is assigned to you, the agent, saying, hey, you got a new lead. So I'm like, kvCORE saying, hey, agent, send a text message to this person. Also, call and leave a voicemail. It's kind of redundant. You don't have to do it, but just choose one, If it's during their work time, like business hours, maybe just send a quick text. No one's going to answer when they're working. If it's maybe evening time, say 6 o'clock, they might answer the phone. So it just depends. Things are poison on that one. Day 1, first email buyer. That's going to say, and we can look at it too. Thanks for checking out agent site URL. See how it kind of looks funky? It's got that underscore right there. This is going to have your website name on there. kvCORE has it to where it's going to have your name, your website name. Are you looking to buy soon or just browsing at this point? Regards, your first name, your last name, office name, your cell phone, your email. And then it says here on the bottom, we'll just help you stay informed and find a great deal of your next real estate purchase. You'll receive occasional communications by email, text, and phone. Our intention is to provide you with the best service possible, but if you ever aren't happy with the quality of the content, you can easily unsubscribe anytime. So you're not trapping them per se, that would be illegal, right? So, but the fact that that's the first thing that they see, and it discloses that, lets the lead know that, okay, they're not just some agent trying to grab my business. They generally want to see me reach my real estate goal. And if I'm not happy, I can always get out. So, day two, if you're not receiving any communications, day two, are you an investor? Right? So, I saw you visit our website the other day. I meant to ask, are you an investor or are you looking for a primary residence? Those are two very different clientele, right? Honestly. So, all right. So, day 5, set up alert text. I was about to set up some alerts that will notify you when a new property hits the market. Are there specific areas and price ranges you're interested in? It's asking everything that you would ask the lead on your behalf automatically. And this is not some paid portion of kvCORE. This is included in the kvCORE that we provide you here at Lifestyle. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. We got time to check text, property caught your eye text, email, find anything good email, some calls, are you still in the market email? There's so much, right?
Which one is the best one for people that have been looking for a while? You don't want to constantly be getting these things.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in a hurry, but you just don't want to constantly send them stuff and bug them.
Of course. Yeah. So just to repeat, the question is, which campaign is best for someone who has been looking for a while? Mm-hmm. And I would say my recommendation personally is default active buyer. They're not a new lead. So if you look at this, it's not as frequent. See day 7, 14, 21. Just some check-ins. And so this one's really good, I think, because it's not going to send any communications. It's just going to remind you, okay, agent, time to check in with this person who's been looking, and that just gives you the opportunity to do something. Now, you can obviously add something here, like add action, and we're going to get into that later on, like add an email or text. But I would go with default active buyer if they are really looking. Same thing goes with seller. They're an active seller. Definitely want to keep that under there. Contract buyer, So I would go into their contact and change the status to contract. And that way, this campaign is triggered immediately. If I know the good agents that I see here in this room, as well as I try my best, is we do weekly check-ins with our clients, right? It's important that we give an update, especially if they're a seller. Here's the activity I saw at your listing today. We had this many showings, this, that, and here's what they're saying they're interested. That's what we do with the seller. The buyer found these properties here. I think this one best fits your need. I think minimum we should do a weekly check-ins. It's a good way to remind us. And look, it goes all the way to day 196. Okay, so like I said, again, today is a very short class, but before I get into creating and customizing, does anyone have any questions so far? Good? Okay. All right. So, we're going to go, and what we're going to do is called cloning a campaign. When you clone a campaign, you're basically taking a campaign that kvCORE has already provided you, you're going to make a copy of it, and you can customize it to how you want it to be. Maybe you think there's too many touches. Maybe if you want more touches. Maybe you think, I don't want to call, I just want to have an email sent out. Stuff like that. So now we're going to get into that. So, I'm just going to start with this one right here. Yeah, I like this one. Default new lead buyer. This is the one that everyone sees the most. Alright. And it has everything already, so I don't have to add, as you can see right here. It has call, it has text, it has email. So all I gotta do is just change stuff. So what we're gonna do is, if you look here on the top middle, right here under campaign active switch, it says clone campaign. We're gonna click on that, and a little box pops up. Now mine might look a little different because again I'm an admin, so I'm gonna create this campaign for all the agents in our company. Start campaign when lead is new. Select the source. We're going to leave that blank. You can add a trigger if you want. Trigger basically means the campaign shall start when this happens. So I'll say, you know, lead is actually, you know what, for today, status. Yes, okay. So we want this campaign to start when you select the status, right? So trigger, field, let's say. Status is, select the status. This is for new leads, so we're going to say new lead. If this campaign was, say, for someone that you have closed with recently, you would say closed. And there is a closed campaign as well, but this is for when you are cloning and creating a campaign. So, status is new lead, because again, this campaign is for the new leads. Okay, we don't want to touch this. Next. You can select multiple. Is this campaign for a buyer, a seller, a renter, a vendor, an agent? All. For today, I'm going to say buyer. I'm also going to include renter. You know, I think let's convert some people that rent to homeowners, right? So this is for buyers and for renters. Let's give it a nice name. Default new lead. I'm just going to call it test for class. Okay. System default for buyer leads whose status is new lead. That's just for your knowing. Let me just add in here. I can't spell. Alright, there we go. Alright. Test for class. Well, you can also include, like, this campaign is specifically for people in my PTA, in my church, in my sporting league, anything like that. You know, it gives descriptions for you, so it's helping you out. Alright, next. Just review it. Finish. Campaign was successfully added. Alright, so now we are in that campaign. Again, this is a clone. This is an identical copy of the one that we had originally that was provided by kvCORE. So, you have now the ability to go in, edit, or remove anything that you see here. This is a lot better than starting from scratch and adding a bunch of tasks. All I did was clone something, and now if I don't want it, I can just remove it, or if I want to change it, I just click the edit button, rather than me having to start over from scratch. So I endorse this way rather than starting from scratch. I said starting from scratch 3 times in that sense. Wow. Alright. So play around with it, you know. Obviously this is just a test, but task new lead, send a text, call, leave voicemail. You know, to cater to your sphere maybe, because your sphere and who you attract kind of going to be similar. My people in my sphere like to text. They're not big fans of calling, so I'm going to remove this. Are you sure you want to remove? Yeah, I'm sure. No problem. Email. Sure. Well, how does it look? First email. Thanks for checking out. Are you looking to buy soon or just browsing at this point? And that's it. That's kind of bland, you know. Let me add something. Let me know if you have any questions. Regards. Keep all that there. Save. Add template name. I'm going to make this specific template. Questions? Any questions? Save. And there you go. All done, right? This is telling me, the system's telling me to the agent, call and don't leave a voicemail. Are you an investor? You know what? I don't want to, this campaign, I don't want it for investors, so let's remove that. That's kind of redundant. Don't leave voicemail and leave voicemail. If they don't respond to your text, maybe you should leave a voicemail. So I'll remove this one. And then like texts, right? So set up a alert text. I was about to set up some alerts that will notify you when the property hits the market. Are there specific areas of price ranges you're interested in? Any amenities I should look out for? Need a new name. Amenities. Did I say so? Yeah. Save. So obviously, you can really customize it. You can remove it. Now we talked about that. Let's go down a little bit, okay? So I want to go. This one's right here. It says day 65. It's an email that's sent to the contact. Find anything good email. Let's look at that one. Hi, first name. I'd love to know if any of the projects I sent you have been helpful or interesting. You can always set up a different criteria, so let me know, give me a call. I think that there's too much of a gap between day 65 and day 90. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it right here. As you can see on the right-hand side, we're going by days, time value. I'm going to change that from 65 to 80. And now, instead of that email going on day 65, it's now going to go on day 80. So, really, this is all just pure automation. All you're doing is just telling the system what to do, when to do it, what to say. That's about it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yes.
If I want to change things in one of these campaigns, I should clone it first and
Yes.
then do changes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct. I would say default new lead, KG, your initials, right? Something like that. Yeah, identifies. That's your business,
So
right?
let's say I wanted to customize the active buyer campaign.
Sure.
I would clone it. But
Yes.
then I'm going to want to turn it off, like the original one off. Otherwise,
Correct.
it's going to send both, right?
Yes. Now that's a good question. So the question was, I should probably turn off the previous one. Yes, please do. You don't want both running at the same time. Make sure you have only one campaign active for your new leads, one for your active buyers or active leads, your clients, your close, contract, just one campaign. So yes, great question. I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, I mean, take some time. I know this looks like a lot. I mean, it goes
I
to
didn't
day
even
7,
know
20.
I could do this.
It's really cool.
I knew that the smart campaigns ran, but I didn't know I could go in and like.
Oh yeah. See, like the ones that kvCORE provides, they're very generic. I think they left that on purpose. The reason why they want us to go in and tailor it to how we want it.
Right.
And so, and hence why you should clone, because you can always adjust these day numbers. You can always adjust this, the name. You can do all of that. Let's do one more thing. Add an action. Let's see, where should I add it? Let's do day 67. Okay. Add an action. I want to add it. Add a text. Alright, so day. Is that a little creepy? 1 minute. Sure. Day 67. Alright. From agent to contact. Name. Coffee. I don't even drink coffee. I don't want to type your coffee.
You drink tea?
Not really.
You drink what? Water?
I drink water. Hey, I was wondering if you would like to get together to get some coffee this week. That's about it. It's very simple. Always say it. So day 65, there it is, coffee. Remember, everything that says text, SMS, that is being sent from our office smart number, right? So that's why personally, it's just me, I'm not a big fan of having texts in the smart campaign, because then you have two phone numbers going at it on the lead. I just have my regular phone number go at it. So that's why a lot of my campaigns are emails, because when it says email, that's going from your business email, the one that you have for your kvCORE login. When it says call, it's just telling the system's telling you, the agent, to call. So that's your own phone number. So just keep that in mind. Some clients and leads, they get a little confused that, why am I getting two phone numbers from you? Just stick to one fund, right? So that's something that, should be in your head at times. But really, that's about it. Smart campaigns prove to be very resourceful because of their automation. They save you time, even though it takes sometimes a long time to set it up in the beginning. But you do the work first, and then you see the fruits of your labor down the road. So, does anyone have any questions? All right. Well, yeah. Today was a kind of a short one, but I think you now have maybe some little homework or maybe a little fun to do, a little practice. I encourage you to practice. Practice makes perfect. Have fun with it. Get creative. Again, kvCORE provides generic templates. Mix it up a little. Put your own spin on it. I say coffee. Maybe next time I'll say, hey, you want to go laser tag? I don't know. You want to go bungee jumping? I don't know. That sounds like fun. But yeah, that should be it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.